Hello there, good people of the internet, and thank you for stopping by. It's been a long week. It's been a long day. It's Friday, and I figured it was time for another brew review. Did one of these last week. People seem to like it, so I thought maybe I'll do another one. I was going to kick back and watch a movie tonight anyway, so I thought I'll have a beer and I'll do a brew review. I'm doing this with my phone again. The audio sucked last time, but I think I might have been holding my hand over the mic and causing some problems. Although right now I'm trying to hold it and it's pretty shaky. I really have to get like a clip so I can put it on my tripod for my camera, or I guess I could use my camera, whatever. Anyway, so tonight I'm going to kick back and I'm going to have another Breton Brew. There's my co-pilot. I'm going to have another Breton Brew, which I featured in the last one. I featured Redcoat. This is one of their newer ones. This is called 7 Years. It's a pale ale. It's just come out in the last little while. This is one of the ones that you can't get in the Nova Scotia Liquor Commission. You have to get them in like specialty liquor stores or actually go to the brewery. So I'm going to have one of those. And tonight I'm going to pair it up with, I'm going to stream something tonight off of Amazon Prime Video. I've been in like a documentary mood kind of, and I've also been oddly enough in a weird Atari mood, which is very strange for me. But for some reason I've been interested in Atari in the last little while. And there's a new documentary, or newish, I think it's 2017 on here, called "Easy to Learn, Hard to Master: The Fate of Atari." It's about 100 it's about an hour and 50 minutes, and can't tell if it's rated well or not. Just going to try and clear something off the screen here so I can see more. See if there's a rating on it or anything like that, but yeah, I can't tell. Anyway, I have no idea if it's good or bad or anything like that. I've never even heard of it before. I happened to go into Prime Video and type Atari, and there it was. So I thought that I would give it a watch. So I'm going to kick back and watch that, and I'm going to have this 7 years. So I'm going to open up the beer, and I'm going to pour it, and then I'll talk about the beer, and then later on I'll come back and talk about the movie. So I'll be right back in just a minute. All right, and we're back. So this is the this is the 7 Years Pale Ale. Kind of a murky kind of look to it. Kind of just looks like a regular, I guess, like an India Pale Ale and an IPA. I don't know what makes an IPA or a Pale Ale versus a Pale Ale. I don't know. I like beer. I'm learning more and more about it in the last little while. I've got some friends that are really, really into beer. One guy that works in the beer industry, so I'm trying to learn more and more about it. But I know what I like. It's kind of how I always do with these things. So anyway, cheers. Let's try this out. It's good. This is my second can of these in the last couple of weeks, so I've had it before. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit less intense than your typical IPA. I've been finding lately, like every IPA I have, they're all trying to top each other with how hoppy they can be. So I guess a pale ale is kind of a slightly less hoppy. This one is anyway, slightly less hoppy than your regular IPA, and even their regular IPA. Their IPA is called Black Angus. I'm sure I'll get around to talking about it on this. And it's really good, and so is this one. The pale ale, it's kind of got a little bit of a kind of a light fruity sort of taste or a body to it, I guess. Very easy drinking. That's one thing I would definitely say about this one is it's not heavy at all. It's a very easy drinking beer. Yeah, there's some really nice flavors. It's definitely not too busy, but not as simple as your typical store-bought, I don't know, big brand pale ale or anything like that. There's a lot of really nice flavors going on there, so I really like it. And I guess again, this is kind of a local one. You have to be in Nova Scotia or Cape Breton, even really to really get your hands on it and try it. But I can read the thing here. 7 hop additions lead to flavors of tropical fruits, berries, and tangerine, balanced by a caramel finish. This New England style pale ale packs a lot of hop flavor without the bitterness. So there you go. Like I said, some fruity flavors, not as bitter, really easy drinking. So that's my bottom line on that one. So definitely can recommend the 7 Years. It's a really good Breton Brew if you're somehow near Nova Scotia and you can get your hands on it. So now I'm going to kick back and watch The Fate of Atari. And I've kind of been trying to get like a documentary that gives me the total story on Atari, start to finish. I find I've watched a few and you get bits and pieces, but I'm hoping this one gives me the full picture. So I'm going to kick back and watch this, and once it's done, I will talk about that. So I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, we're back. Yeah, so I just finished watching. What was it called? Easy to play, difficult to master, easy to play, hard to master, something along those lines. With the Fall of Atari, which I was streaming on Prime Video, and it was all right. It felt pretty long. And I was looking for an exhaustive kind of story about Atari. That was it. I mean, it was only an hour and 40 minutes or an hour and 50 minutes, something like that. But it felt very long. It took about 40 minutes, I think, even to get to the 2600. They talked very much about the early beginnings with Nolan Bushnell and his coin op stuff, Pong, and then eventually worked their way into the 2600, and then the story of the business of the 2600, and bringing in Rakestar and all that stuff. Anyway, it was definitely interesting. Felt a little long in the tooth. A lot of the stuff that I recently watched another Atari documentary, which I'm going to be posting an article on RetroDuff, and then in the near future on. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but I believe that movie was made in 2014. It's called Atari Game Over. Um, when they were interviewing Bushnell, I was like, it looks like it's the exact same area. So I assume both filmmakers filmed them at his house or something like that. But they talked to, near the end of it, they talked to a lot of the same people. Actually, throughout the film, they talked to some of the same people. And, having just watched that, maybe I kind of overdid it with the Atari stuff, but it was all right. The guy narrating, probably the filmmaker, was a little monotone when he spoke. A lot of the stock footage, like there was stock footage of poker constantly thrown in. It just felt like it was there all the time. And I don't know. It was all right. And it definitely had a lot of information, which I was looking forward to. For some reason, it just felt like it was a little, I don't know, a little slow or something like that. It basically only talked about up to the 2600, and then it basically only talked about the 2600 and about the software, and how it was managed or mismanaged, and how that all worked out. And I was kind of hoping it would get into the I think it was the 5200. There was the 7800. One that I was always interested in, I think it was the Atari XE, was like a computer that they had. I think that stuff came later, like kind of after the crash, and maybe that's less interesting or something like that. Although I think the 5200 was out by 83. I don't know though. I think they didn't talk about that at all. They kind of got to the crash and then ended the story, and that's kind of some stuff that I wanted to know more about. So maybe I'll have to look for something else that kind of gives me some more post 2600 Atari information. But it was all right. It just, like I said, I found it a little slow, a little draggy, and although it did have a lot of information, I kind of felt like they could have glazed over the Pong stuff a little bit more. Getting to the 2600, did the 2600 for a lot less time, and then gotten into some of the post stuff. But they, it was all right. It was all right. I don't know where else you can watch it. I know that it's on Prime Video, so if you're looking to watch it, you can check it out there. And that's really all I have to say about the movie. It was, it was all right. The beer was good. 7 years, just to bring it back up. Like I said, I think, I really liked it, and I would definitely buy it again. I think I would more lean on just a regular IPA with more of a hoppy flavor over this, but I did really enjoy it. It was really refreshing. It's not quite your super easy drinking beer that you want to have maybe in the summertime kind of a thing. It's closer to a true IPA than that, but it is a little bit kind of more easy drinking than your regular IPA. So maybe if you're not so into IPAs and you're looking for something a little different, you could give this one a shot. But if you're into hoppy beers, you're probably still going to want to stay away from this one. But I really enjoyed it. It was very good. So this time it was a good beer and an okay movie. But I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm hoping to do more of these in the future. I've had some requests already, so there's going to be some more coming up in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. So just want to thank you guys very much for watching, and take care. Cheers. What are you doing, Penny? Did you turn that off? What are you doing? You little bugger.